Hi, future Jessica. I've only done this twice, but I don't really care because I seem to keep getting more piercings and tattoos and everything. And plus, this is a much clearer camera. Hi, kitty. My kitty just opened the door and left. Anyways, so I thought I'd do another piercings and tattoos video. And since no one watches it, I really don't care if anybody thinks that it's pointless to do another one. Okay, so I'll start with my piercings. The first one that I obviously got was my first holes. I don't exactly remember the age I got them. I know it was in elementary school, and as a little kid, I actually didn't think it hurt that bad. I remember being like maybe 11 or 12, and it was a slight pinch, not too bad. The second one I got, I ended up getting it like a year later, is my second hole, and so I was probably 12 or 13 around the time. It felt exactly like the first one. Didn't hurt that bad. It was more sore afterwards than actually, you know, the pain of getting it pierced. The third one I got like 2 weeks after, because piercings are really addictive for anybody who doesn't know. So when you get pierced, expect to want to get pierced again. So yeah, that's the third one I got. So I was 13, 14, around there. It hurt the same as the other ones. I actually don't think ear piercings hurt too bad. I think that it actually, the pain of, you know, the soreness afterwards sucks more, especially because you have to lay on your ears, and it's like, ugh, God. I got the first two done with a gun, which I know is bad, but, you know, as an 11 or 12-year-old, you're not going to go to a tattoo shop and get, like, a needle shoved through your ear. I mean, most people go to, like, Piercing Bodoga or Claire's or stuff like that. And I actually had them do it, because I was such a little chicken shit as a kid. I had them do, like, you know, like, since they used the guns, I had two people come up at once and do it at the same time, so I didn't have to go through it twice. I did that for all three. I got all three of them done at Claire's. And I actually think they're really good. I know people say, like, oh, you go to Claire's, but they're nice, they're friendly, and I got a lollipop, so that was a plus. Then I got, when I was probably about 15, I got my cartilage done, and that didn't hurt. I think it actually hurts less than the ears, because the ears are fatty and this is sort of harder. I think the harder, like, the rougher it is, like, the easier it is for, I mean, not the easier it is to go through, but the less painful it is. I don't know, but that's just me personally. I got that one done with a gun, too, at Claire's. I ended up getting two more within the same year because they're addicting. One I asked my mom to get with me, and the second one, well, the third one, because that would be 1, 2, and then the third one I asked to get, I actually asked my dad to, like, take me and not tell my mom because she was tired of me getting ear piercings. I let the other two close up because I was just lazy for a few years. Luckily, I was able to get this one back through, and I actually really don't care about having three. I actually like the look of one. I might get another one, but who knows. Then the last, oh, my nose piercing. Not to be gross, but you can see it there. You can see, well, you can't really see that. I was going to show you underneath, but I got my nose piercing done. That's the first time I actually went to the tattoo shop to get it done, because you cannot get a nose piercing done with a gun. If anybody's looking to go get a nose piercing out there and someone says, okay, I got a gun, I'll do it with my gun, they're not professional. Go get it done professionally from a place that you know is sterilized and has done it before, preferably probably a tattoo shop with someone who's used to dealing with needles. So what they did was they put like this tube thing up your nose because they don't want the needle to like jab through the other side. And, you know, they just said count to 3 and relax, and they just put it through, and it didn't hurt. I thought it was going to hurt. I mean, it felt more like pressure than it did pain. Like, it was more like the pressure of pushing on it than the actual pain that was the hurting part of it. I found it a little bit more painful when they had to put the nose ring actually in, like slide it in. But overall, it was not as bad as I expected it to be. See, I freak out before things happen, like, for everything. Roller coasters, anything that has, like, a risk factor in with it. So I'm a big chicken shit, but I think I might have a high pain tolerance. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad. So anybody, like, a little worried about getting a nose piercing, go for it. It's, like, 5 seconds of pain, and it's well worth it. It's a little sore afterwards, but it's not that bad. Also, if you decide to get your nose pierced, and 6 months or however long you decide to let it heal before you switch it. If you decide to switch it, go to the tattoo place or wherever you got it pierced and have them switch it for you. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to put it in because they're, you know, L-shaped or they're like spiral. And I tried to put it in myself and I ended up like making myself bleed and I was getting swollen and like it was terrible. I had to go back and he had to stick it through and it was just go to get it switched the first time from the person you got it pierced at and have them explain it to you. The last piercing I got was my tragus. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. I just got that done a few hours ago. I was so nervous, like usual, and it was not that bad. They did the same thing with the nose. They put the like tube thing in, so when the needle goes through, it doesn't hit the side of your ear. This is the actual first ear piercing I got with the needle. Felt just like a gun. So anybody with the whole needle gun debate, just go get it done. It's really fast, and there's really no difference. It felt like all my other ear piercings. It's a little sore afterwards, and I'm sort of nervous because see how it's a ring. I sleep on this side, so I'm worried about tossing and turning, but hopefully everything will work out. And then the last thing is my tattoos. I only have 2, and I plan to get, oopsie, I plan to get more, but I'll just show you the 2 that I have. So here is the first one I got. Okay, hopefully this works. Yep. Alright, I'm going to try to explain this fast because my camera's going to die, but it says 9 3/4, so 9 3/4, and it has all was well written on top. For anybody that knows me, they know that I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, and I wanted something to commemorate the last book. Even though I got into the series later than everybody, but I understand completely why it is the way it is. I was a movie addict when I was a kid, so I was more obsessed with the movies than I was with the books, and after reading the books I understand why everyone was obsessed with the books. It was actually the first book that made me really want to be a writer, and I actually wrote a series of 4 books, so I actually owe a lot of my dreams and ambitions to Harry Potter. The 9 3/4 in my mind is sort of like the station between magic and reality, which is how I think life is. I think, you know, we have reality, but we also have moments of magic in it. And the all is well is sort of like, hey, after all the things you go through, after all the pain and everything will be okay. So that was my idea, collaboration. And the guy who did it, his name is Jason. I got it done at Big Kahuna in South Florida. He was awesome. He collaborated well, and I was really worried about like the lines being screwed up because I know that the lines are really hard, and mine was like all lines. But it was awesome. The pain was not bad. Outer ankle, not that bad. Totally bearable. I mean, anything you get on your body that's with a needle is going to hurt, but it was totally bearable, really easy, and I'm really glad I got it. And it's really cute, I think. So I got just regular black, and he was really nice. That was my 17th. I was 17, and it was in August. So whenever that was from now. And my last tattoo is this one. This is on my inner left ankle, and it is a triquetra, and it's for my books because I finally finished my first book after 4 years of working on it. And I wanted something that was going to pay tribute to that. So my series of books is called Mind, Body, Spirit, and the 4th one, when all the characters are going to come together, is called Triquetra, because the first girl, she has mind powers, second girl, she can switch bodies, and the third girl is an empath. So, you know, soul, mind, body, and soul. And the Triquetra actually means mind, body, and soul, and it also means 3 powers working together, which is sort of what my book has to do with. So I wanted to get that. And that's basically it. So anybody who's looking to get a piercing or a tattoo, I say go for it because it really is bearable pain. It's not that bad. And you have a lifetime of art or whatever on you. So enjoy tattoo piercing life. And say goodbye to Mr. Toast. Mr. Toast is very ashamed. He's turning around. And CTFXC for the win. Adios.